Good morning, fathers of daughters. This is Ephraim B. Martin. I am 58 years of age, and I am a grown dad of four adult daughters. Welcome to another live stream, coming to you from the beautiful state of Colorado. Today's date, October the 1st, Sunday, October the 1st. So I welcome you, fathers, and appreciate you, fathers, for being here with me this morning. And I welcome you, all fathers. Today's live stream, what I would like to talk about this morning, fathers, is grow dads, we are blessed. Now, when you think about it, fathers, being the father or grow dad of baby girls is such a blessing. It really, really is. And the reason that I say that is I believe that it takes a special man to be able to raise a baby girl or baby girls. And I also believe that by the grace of God, he picks man specifically to bring daughters into their lives, to help them become better men, better human beings, and just overall better, right? So why are we blessed by raising baby girls, fathers, grow dads? Well, fathers, the reason that we are blessed to be able to raise baby girls is because we are our daughter's first love, right? We are the men in their lives that they first attach to. We are the man in their lives that they first look up to. We are the man in their lives that they give honor to, that they appreciate, and that they love unconditionally. We are those men, the very first men in their lives, as long as we're there from birth to 18, right? And the blessings that come with that are beyond life in itself. Myself, being the father of four adult daughters, ages 35, 29, 20, almost 26, and 23, I can tell you, it has been nothing but a blessing. My life has been enriched. My life has been plentiful. The fruit of my labor has not gone in vain. And I have absolutely no regrets at all being the father of baby girls. It has made me a better man. It made me a better husband. It made me a better father. It made me a better human being. And I have to thank my daughters for that. I have to thank God for the gift that he gave me with having my daughters. All children, boys and girls, all children are a gift from God. So with that being said, fathers, let's look at why we are blessed. Like I said, we're blessed on multiple levels. I've always believed that women make men better. I've always believed that when a woman comes into a man's life, it's to bring balance, right? It's to make man look at things differently that they necessarily wouldn't look at. And those are good things. Women bring so many great qualities into a man's life as long as men are accepting and are willing to allow those good things that God have blessed women with to mature and to help us become better men. When it comes to our baby girls, I think about all the different stages of their development. I wrote a book, Daddy's Girls, and I take fathers through a journey on what it takes to build long-term sustainable relationships with our daughters. I've done it 4 times. I didn't get lucky 4 times. I was blessed, and I had to put in a lot of work from birth to 18 years of age. And if I had to do it all over again, I would do it the exact same way. And the reason that I can say that is because I believe in me. I will always put my money on me because fatherhood made me a better human being. Um, I became selfless, and it made me look at things holistically different than what I would have looked at things had I never had children and the gift that God has given me with having my daughters. So I always have taken fatherhood seriously, and having little girls through the different stages of their development, birth to 18 years of age, it made me do things I wouldn't normally do as a man, right? It made me look through a totally different lens that I probably wouldn't look through had I not had daughters. Sons are special too, but baby girls, they make men change for the better. They don't make you change for the worse. Our baby girls make us change for the better. And being able to take these babies, these little girls that we have absolutely no experience with, um, not knowing what to expect, it puts us in a position to where we have to check ourselves as men. It puts us in the position to where we have to always do what's in their best interest and do the right thing, because we were once little boys, and we know the heathens that little boys can be, and the heathens we possibly were when we were little boys, and the pain that we put little girls through, all the lying and just the things that we did as little boys to impress little girls, and in relationships as we got older. That responsibility is now 100% on us. So it's going to make us move a lot different when we have these baby girls, right? And like I said, being blessed with daughters, I believe ultimately, because all of my daughters are adults now, and being through and raising them and going through every stage of development with them, with their bodies changing through puberty, and their emotional highs and their emotional lows, it really put me in the position of being the best man, the best human I could become, because it was never about me. It was always about them. So I I took that challenge with my baby girls, and I took it seriously. I never did anything with my daughters that was not in their best interests. I always put my best foot forward with them, and always made sure that the decisions that were made were always in their best interest. So for me, being a girl dad of 4 adult women now, it's cool that I get to enjoy my adult daughters as women. Whenever I want to reflect, I recorded my daughters throughout their lives from birth to 18 years of age. I have tons of video of them. So whenever I want to go back and reminisce when they were little girls, I got my video. I get to lay back, and I get to sit back, and I get to enjoy the fruits of my labor regarding my daughters. And, it's interesting now, um, when I look at the time that has flown with my girls. I mean, it's crazy. I remember my daughters being born in the hospital and, helping delivering them in the hospital and, holding them for the first time, kissing them for the first time. And just the joy and the pride that I had in being a father of a baby girl, because I knew I was going to be in charge of helping shape my daughter's thoughts and, helping them maneuver this world productively, you know, being able to expose them not only to the world, but being at home with them and spending quality time away from the world. You know, there's not a single father out there that can prepare for what's going to come with a daughter. But the great thing about having girls, I can wholeheartedly say, unconditionally, when they come into your life, they force you as a man to change. You have to look at things holistically different when it comes to your daughters. You have to go about your life and move differently than you were when you were single and when you didn't have children, specifically when it comes to little girls. Because our little girls, they require attention, they require daily validation, and they're going to look to their fathers for leadership, for protection, and for safety. That's what our daughters do. They're they're just such a bundle of joy from the time that they are born to the time that they graduate from high school. Those 18 years that they are in our life and under our care, fathers, enjoy it because it goes by so fast. I know there's fathers out there that have struggled with their daughters, may not have a relationship with their daughters. And I want to encourage you, fathers, right? Because the one thing I understand is when it comes to our baby girls, we tend to want to be, more delicate with them than having boys and raising boys. And I get it, right? I'm a man. I was a little boy. But the thing about daughters, you don't have to be as delicate with them as you are with your sons. Of course, you're going to look at them differently through a totally different lens because they're girls, right? And you don't want them to ever be hurt physically and, you know, emotionally. And you want to make sure that you're available for them. I get all of that. But part of this journey that we get to ride along with our baby girls' fathers is expect the unexpected, right? There's not a right or wrong way when it comes to raising and rearing our daughters. We have to jump in head first, though, and we have to be open to learning and changing with our girls. That's how we're going to get it right. Consistency. I've said consistency through several of my videos that I've made regarding our relationships with our daughters and expectations, right? And as long as we're consistent fathers, you really never have anything to worry about. Okay? Don't allow the world to pressure you into raising your daughter the way you don't think they need to be raised. Don't allow their mothers to pressure you. We're dads, right? We're not mothers, we're dads. We're going to have our way of looking at things through a totally different lens. right? We have the tools and we have the ability. And for fathers that may be struggling, I want to talk to these fathers that may be struggling with their baby girls that are under 10 years of age. A lot of fathers I speak to because I do participate in a lot of men's groups online, offline, in person. Speaking with fathers that are struggling with their daughters, and a lot of fathers struggle with their daughters because they don't have the ability to lead their daughters. They feel this is what I hear a lot. They don't have the ability to lead their daughters unconditionally. And what I mean by that is when you lead your daughter unconditionally, right? You're always going to be objective, right? You're always going to look for solutions. That, I believe, is what is leading your daughters unconditionally. Because what we want to do a lot of times is control their movement, control their environment. And I'm not saying those are bad things, but we also have to be open to the idea that we have to change with our daughters, right? And one of the best things about having daughters, fathers, and when you invest your time in your daughters, they're going to teach you. They're going to teach you how to rear them. They're going to teach you what is accepting and what is unaccepting. They're going to do those things, I can promise you. I learned everything how to rear my daughters by being consistent in a part of their daily lives, in a part of their decision making, their daily decision making. I thoroughly and truly enjoyed fatherhood. The best stages of development for me, for my daughters, was birth to about 7 years of age, because you got to see all the physical changes with your baby girls, from being babies to being toddlers to being able to talk to being able to ask for things to being able to say no, 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 daddy, no, and being challenged, because little girls are busy. They're very, very busy little humans. And it's a beautiful thing, because you never know what their personality is going to be until you spend time with them. All of my daughters came out the womb, they were joyous babies. They really, really were. All of my girls are different, of course. They all have different personalities. They all have different strengths. They all have different weaknesses. And as adult women, I just enjoy being able just to hang out and roll with them now, because I put in that work. And like I said, if I had to do it all over again in today's society, in today's world, I would do it the exact same way, because I believe in me. I put money on me. I was never scared. I jumped in, and I learned quickly, because I've always been about solutions, right? I've always been open to new ideas. I've always been open to new strategies, and I've never allowed society, whether it was me being a probation officer working in the criminal justice system for 20 years, or being a teacher and dean of students working in K-12 education for 10 years. I worked with children and families for 30 years, and that helped me tremendously, because I had so many little girls that I was working with and little boys in front of me on a daily basis. I knew what not to do with my daughters. I had case studies in front of me every day, right? And I've always taken the position, what would happen if my daughters weren't with me? There has to be adult adults out there that would look out for my children like I'm looking out for theirs. I believe that there are good adults that come into children's lives and help them become better and help them become great. It takes an entire village, y'all, to raise our children. It does. It requires a different sense of urgency, fathers, right? But we get to help shape that, dads. And that's powerful, right? Regardless of your culture, regardless of your religion, we have a commonality as fathers. We have that bond as fathers. Different cultures are going to do, things differently. It's cool. Different religions are going to do things differently. That's cool too. But at the end of the day, fathers get to make that decision and what it looks like and how it's going to affect our families and how it's going to affect our baby girls. So that in itself is a blessing, right? We get to lead our daughters. We get to teach them right from wrong. We get to show them what compassion and empathy looks like. We get to show them how to love themselves on the inside, not the outside. The outside is the physical show, the inside is the spiritual. It's your soul that matters. We get to teach our daughters that their souls matter. We get to show them unconditionally how life can work for them, how it can be a benefit for them. We get to show them how to become an asset to society, not a liability. We get to use all these amazing tools, fathers, that are before us. And we get to implement and we get to watch and we get to change things and we get to adapt. That's the beauty of being a girl dad. We get to do a lot of adaptation, right? We get to change things through experience. I can tell you, birth to 10 years of age, to me, is way easier than when they become teenagers and young adults. 11 to 13, and then 14 to 18, those are two different stages and two different worlds. And I personally enjoyed birth to 10 years of age. I really did. Because if you get it right, birth to 10 years of age, I can promise you, fathers, as long as you're part of your daughter's lives, every day, consistently, showing our daughters the good, showing our daughters the consistency that they need in their lives, they're going to respond every time. They are, right? So, fathers, we are blessed to have baby girls because not all men are built for this. They just aren't. Some men have daughters, and a lot of the daughters feel fatherless, even with their fathers being in the house with them. I speak to so many adult women that feel fatherless, even though their fathers were in the house and provided for them financially. They weren't there emotionally for their daughters. And a lot of these adult women, when you listen to them talk, you can hear the pain in their voices. Because even as adult women, a lot of them, they don't have relationships with their fathers. They cut them off. I can't imagine what that looks like. I adore my 4 adult daughters. I'm grateful that I'm a part of their life. I'm grateful that they're adult women doing well in this world. living their best lives, doing them, right? So I want to encourage you, fathers of daughters, be the best man, be the best fathers you can be when they're little, okay? I know all of my daughters are going to take care of me. I'm telling you, all of my baby girls, they are going to be taking care of their father. If something was to happen to me, I pray it doesn't. I'm a healthy man. I'm a fitness and wellness trainer, so I'm in great shape. I'm doing everything I can do to make sure I don't end up in a home somewhere because of my health and my overall wellness. I take great care of myself, right? The one thing I promise my daughters, I've never drank alcohol in my life. I've never done drugs. I'm a very healthy man, holistically, body, mind, spirit, and soul. I'm healthy. And I promised myself and my daughters I would not ever, as long as my mind is right, put them in the position to where they have to take care of me. I don't want to be a burden to my daughters. The older I get, the better I become. Honestly, I feel like I'm in my 20s. I'm told I look young all the time. I'm told I look like I'm in my 40s. I've taken care of my skin. I've taken care of my body. I've taken care of my soul. I've taken care of my spirit. So my daughters have only seen their father in the best shape of his life every day of his life. My oldest daughter's 35. I've been weight training for 34 years. I feel great about that because that's all my daughters know is that their father is healthy. And like I said, I don't want to be a burden to my daughters. They need to live their best lives. They need to have their families, have children, so I can get some grandbabies and be a part of my grandbabies' lives. But do understand, fathers, we are giving girls for a reason and for a season. They will make us better men. Women bring balance. Women bring understanding. Women bring compassion. Women bring empathy into a man's life. And think about it, fathers. If we're in the position and we know this, and now we get a baby girl, how incredible and awesome will they become? Us knowing these things about women. We know these things about women. We know how awesome women are. We know that they bring balance into a man's life. Now we get to lead one of them, our very own. You gotta love it. You've got to love that because not all men are going to be blessed with baby girls, right? So we have to take advantage of what God has given us when it comes to our daughters. And we have to lead them the best way we can lead them. I believe in dads. I believe in girl dads. We have an incredible opportunity to show our daughters through our own example how men need to treat them and how men need to respect them always. We have the opportunity to do that, dads. So we can't blow it. We cannot blow it. We have to take advantage of it. We have to be consistent with it. And we have to make it happen. So fathers, grow dads, I'm with you. I appreciate you. I know it's not easy. I know it's challenging. I know a lot of times some fathers feel they're failures, but you're not. Change with your daughters. Be open. Find your own strategies that work for you and your baby girls. Because at the end of the day, when they become adult women, all of my daughters validate everything I put in them. Just how they're moving through life in their careers and just the incredible women that they are. I got it right. I got it right, fathers. So I feel great about it, and you too can feel great about it. Fathers, when your daughters are little, it's temporary. It too will pass. Then they're going to become teenagers. It too will pass. Then they're going to become young adults, 14 to 18. It too will pass. Then they become adult women, and you get to fall back like myself and let them validate everything for you. My daughters validate everything that I put in them. I'm beyond grateful. They're incredible women. All four of my daughters are incredible women. I can't get enough of them. I cannot. So I'm enjoying the continued journey of their life now, and I've earned it. So I'm grateful, always faithful, and I will continue to strive and move forward. So grow dads. We have a lot on our plates, but like I said, the good thing about it is we get to determine what that looks like, right? So as long as we do right by our daughters, they're going to do right by us. I promise you. Don't let the world dictate to you how it needs to be. Don't let the world tell you how fatherhood looks. Don't let the world tell you what we need to be doing with our baby girls. We will figure this journey out. As long as we're consistent in their lives and we never give up on ourselves, we're going to be all right. Our baby girls are going to be all right. Okay? All right, fathers. I'm going to end this live stream. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. The struggle is real, but I can promise you it gets much better. Enjoy the journey, dads. Fathers, enjoy the journey. You don't have to put all this pressure on you, on yourself. You don't have to put all the pressure on you. Enjoy the journey because it doesn't last long. 18 years may seem like a long time, 2 decades, but it's not. I promise you, it comes and it goes. And before you know it, when they're out your house, you got a whole different set of worries that you got then because you can no longer keep them protected and safe the way you thought you could. Now they're on their own. Now they're going to be meeting, man out there, and that's a whole different, yeah. you know, we got to do the best that we can, dads. Believe in yourself. If you need support, there's plenty of support groups for men now. Do your research, fathers. But put your money on you. Put your money on you, and you will be okay. I promise you. Okay, girl dads, father of daughters, I'm out until next week's live stream. I love everything about Girl Dad YouTube channel. I'm building capacity. It's about us, dads. It's 100% about us and making sure that we build those long-term, sustainable relationships with our daughters that they deserve. Okay? All right, dads. Girl dads. Fathers of daughters, I'm out. I will holla at you next week. for another live stream. Have a great week. May God continue to bless you, your family, your kids, your daughters, as we continue to move forward in this world of life. Peace and blessings. I'm out.